Hello everyone, welcome to day 2 of Flutter Forward Extended. Today we have Debajyoti Shaha with us. He is our Flutter GDSC lead and also an SG intern at UB Health. And yesterday he gave us an intro in Flutter and Dart, and today he'll be teaching us how to build with Flutter and Firebase. So take it away, Debajyoti. All the best.
Okay. Hi everyone. Welcome to the day two of Flutter Forward Extended. Uh, Good evening, and I think I am like audible and visible to you all. If I am properly audible and visible, please leave some fire emoji in the chat. Okay, so yeah. So in the day one, what we have learned so far is what is Flutter, why should we go with Flutter in the first place, and what is Dart. Like we have played around with some code of Dart and learned the basic syntax of Dart, like how to use it. So today, what we are going to do is make a Flutter app from the scratch. So we will integrate it with Firebase, and we will basically make a note app where you can add your note and basically keep a track of it. Okay. So that's a simple app, but believe me, throughout the whole app that we will build together, you will learn a hell lot of things. If you are a beginner in Flutter, these 2 days, like today and the day and tomorrow, you will learn a lot of things which will basically give you a path to be a better Flutter developer. Okay. So let me share my screen, I think, and show you like what is the app we are going to build today and tomorrow. Wait a second. Uh, yeah, I think my screen is visible. Okay, so let me show you the app we all are going to make. Okay, so this is the app we are gonna make today. Like today, we will be integrating the UI side of the part. Okay, and tomorrow is a big day, like where we will learn what Firebase is and how to integrate it with your Flutter project, and basically use the Flutter Firestore database to store all of your notes that you add here. So I have made this app previously. Like you can take a note here, like you can enter like third note. Okay, like, and here the date is automatically rendered from the, and it's not formatted currently, but yeah, we can do it later. And let me enter some note content first of all, like this app. Okay, so as I have entered all the content, let me save it. After saving it, if I go back, like you can see like this node is being rendered here, and all of it is basically fetched from the database. Okay, so yeah, this is it for the app that we will build today and tomorrow. So if you also click on the like on the any specific node, it will show you like a node details page where you can basically see all of it in a wider view. Yeah. So in this simple app, what you will get to learn basically is how to make a Flutter app from scratch, like how to navigate from one page to another. Okay. And what is a material app? What are the type of widgets we are gonna use to build this app? Okay. We are gonna learn a lot about widgets, and also we are gonna learn like what is text field and some input field basically. So yeah, and also what we're going to learn is like how to integrate Firebase with this app, so that we can add back into our app and simply use it for further. Okay. So without a further ado, let's create a fresh project for a new start. Okay. So I think I have to stop this. Yeah. So let me create a new project for today. Like coming from VS Code, like what you can do, basically you can go into your terminal and for creating a Flutter project, you can simply type Flutter create and your project name. Okay. But the best suitable process that I generally opt for is simply paste after opening your VS Code, simply paste Control Shift P. Okay. And here you can see Flutter new project. When you click on Flutter new project, it will basically give you a lot of options like what you are going to build. Okay, like for now I am going to build an application, but if you are going to build some Flutter packages, plugins, you can opt for that. I am now choosing Flutter application. After choosing Flutter application, you basically have to select like what is the path you are going to integrate, like what where you are storing your project. Okay, so let me give a second. Wait. I think this is good. So let me store in here. Okay, so I am selecting this folder, and then you have to like enter the project name. So for now, I am entering app Firebase. Okay, so simply creating this app. So it will take some time to generate uh, all the code. As you can see, the template is running. Let's wait for some time. So the app has been created, as you can see. Okay, so this is the thing that we have created, and now I will turn on my emulator. So yeah, I think like you have already set up your Android Studio. So I am assuming that and going forward. But yeah, if you are following this video later and like having facing any issue regarding the setup, like you can basically connect me with my social media and tell me what are the issues you are facing. Okay. So right now I am turning on my emulator. Like it takes some time. Uh, yeah, so in the meantime, what we will see is like this is the emulator is like, yeah, I think let me set it up here. So yeah, the emulator has and let me like there are two options to run the app. Okay, so if you click on the run, like there are two options, right? Run without debugging and start debugging. So I am opting for run without debugging for now. So it will take some time to basically install the app in the emulator in the first place. So now like what I'm going to like is a tool like what is the Flutter project looks like. Okay. So this is the basically folder structure that looks when we first create a Flutter project. So all of that what we are going to do is basically inside the lib folder. Okay. And inside the lib folder there is a main.dart like this is which is the whole Flutter project. Okay, like inside the void main function, this is where the control flow first comes in, and as you can see, like there is some uh, pre-generated boilerplate code. I would like to remove that. Okay. So yeah, this is the thing, and also I would like to tell you like there is also like if you come from a web development background, you know like for in any JavaScript project in any web app there is a file called packages.json where like all of the information like what is the packages you have used in your web app or website is shown there with their version number and everything. The same is here with like the pubspec.yml file. Okay, here, like what are the packages you are using, what are your dependencies, what are your dev dependencies will be showed here. So now let me move forward. Like it is taking some time to basically install in this app. Okay. So first of all, what I am going to do is remove this widget from here. Like I don't need this thing right now. And inside the leaf folder, I am going to create two folder. Okay, one is for screen. It's taking some time. Wait. And another screen I am going to make is widgets. So in screen, what I'm going to do is make some. For now, like this should be there. Like inside the screen, I would going to like make a new page. Home screen dot start. Okay, where I am going to basically use a snippet. Okay, like as you can see, stateful and stateless, everything is here. So I will show you like how you can get the snippets. Okay, so hold a bit. Like the stateful widgets like boilerplate code is generated. Now I'm going to give a name, home screen, and also let me do like a.dart. Okay. So this is the thing right now we have done. So yeah, so I would like to show that what is the extension we have used installed in VS Code so that we can get that thing. Okay, like the boilerplate code we can generate. So for now, I am removing this thing. I have imported the library. Yeah, and now it's being installed finally in our emulator. So as you can see, it's a blank screen. Okay, like in our home screen, we have nothing but a container. A container is nothing but a empty div. You can say like we have nothing much rendered here. So inside the main screen, what we are gonna do is first of all, like I usually do like change the title. Okay, like my notes app. Okay, and after that, I don't need this theme thing. First of all, you can do this const. Yeah. And for removing the this irritating like a debug show checked banner, what we can do is like there is a property called debug show checked mode banner. Okay, we can simply click it and this is false. So when we save it, you can see that it disappears. So after all of that is set up, like what I'm gonna tell you is like what is that I have done so far. Okay. So as you know, like we have discussed previously, like everything in a Flutter project, like in a Dart is class based. Okay, like there are two types of widget, basically stateless widget and stateful widget. Like as the name suggests, like where there is state involves. Okay, like state means any piece of data. Okay, you can you can say it like that in any piece of data like which needs to persist. Like if I render something which doesn't need to change over the period of time, so I would rather like to wrap it with a stateless widget. Okay, and if I would like to render some data which are dynamic. Okay, like we are fetching some data from the database and it's going to show it there, then what we're going to do, we are going to use stateful widget. So what I'm gonna like what we this piece of code like basically signifies. Okay, so class my app basically extends stateless widget. Like this extends keywords mean there is a previously built class within the Flutter SDK. As you can see, abstract class stateless widget extend widget. Okay. So we are extending this class with stateless widget so that inside the MyApp widget, we can basically access the properties of stateless widget, right? So this is how it works. So now as we have set up the base of the project, I would like to style it further, okay, for a bit. So let me make a class called theme.dart. And what I am gonna do is like basically uh, simply add some like colors what we have generated, okay? Like previously, like what are the colors we are gonna use in this app. So we have built a class called theme. Inside that I am defining some colors, okay? Let me do it easy for you. I am copying this color part, okay? So that uh, little time will gonna save. Okay, so we have copied all of it, and I am gonna like a lot of errors. Okay, first of all, for this color thing, I have to import the material.dart stuff. Okay. So material dart thing is I have to import because all this color and thing you like see here, like this is being like this is inside the material.dart file, okay, all of it. So I have to import it. Like inside material.dart, we have access to all the material 3 design system of Google basically. So with like if you want to render any type of widgets that's basically belong to the Android side, you have to import material.dart. If you have to render some like iOS type of widget, like which I previously told you, like which is a Cupertino widget. Yeah. So that's basically the both of the two things. So if I what do I say? And yeah. So previously I have this Google Fonts. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is like this Google Fonts come from a package. Okay, so set some font. So I have to what do I say? I have to install it Google Font package. So before that, I want to show you an extension that's named Pubspec Assist. So you can simply install that by installing this. And what we are going to do is like we are again type Control Shift P. After that, we will type Pubspec, and you can see the Pubspec Assist add or update dependencies, right? So if you do that, it like you have to enter the package name. So now if I type Google Fonts, like you will show you some options like what is the package you are going to install. So I am installing the first one and add it or update it. Okay, so as you can see I have installed this thing. It's currently installing. Yeah, so the Google Fonts has been added to the dependencies. Now I can import it. Okay, just wait a bit. Yeah, so here you can see the option like import library. As I have imported the Google Fonts library, like yeah, the code is good to go. So now let me tell you like what is the thing like I have copied so far. Okay, like inside a class, I have like initialized the colors, like the primary color of this app will be, and I have used the hex code. So like in Flutter to initialize a like a color, what you basically need to do inside the color widget. Okay, it's not a widget; it's actually a type. So like you have to initialize 0xff and then followed by the hex code. Okay, this is how the convention follows in Flutter. So this static color, bg color, and accent color, all of the colors I have mentioned so far. So now I would like to show you like what is this static keyword means. Okay, so the static keyword basically means like if you like initialize this class, like you don't need to instantiate it. Like what, how do we instantiate a class? Like we give a class name, after that we give a parenthesis and then dot and access its parameters, right? But if I use a static variable here, I don't need to instantiate it. I just have to write theme, no need of parenthesis and dot color. In that case, like all of the instances of theme, like possesses this all parameter which are constant. Basically, that's what we are going to define here. And this static list color, cards color, we have defined a set of colors for uh, what our colors cards gonna be. Okay, so what is this cards color supposed to be? Like when we create a new node, like it will gonna generate a new type of color every time. Okay, so that our app looks a bit good. And yeah, that's a good thing to integrate in our app. Yeah, that's why we have used this color. And you can also like material dot dart also gives us a preset of colors, right? Like colors dot white, colors of red. That's how you are gonna initialize this thing. Okay. And the dot shade also means like what is the shade you are gonna use. Okay, so if I gonna like there is from shade 200, 300, 400, and blah blah blah. Like shade 100 means the lightest shade we are using. If we go like 800 or 900, it means like the, what do I say, like the bolder theme you are gonna use. Okay, so after that what we are gonna do is like we are initializing our text theme here. Like we are using Google Fonts, and the fonts is going to use like Roboto. And after that, we are using font size, font weight. We are defining that. So not that much jargon here. It's pretty straightforward. Okay. So after that, what we are gonna do? We have defined our theme part. Okay. So like in the home screen, now we are gonna render something. So as you can see, the right part is pretty blank as we haven't used any widgets so far. But we have set up the projects, like we have also initialized the scene, the font, and the text styles, everything. Now we are gonna basically build it. Okay. So I'm using scaffold here. So what is scaffold? Inside material app widget, like the scaffold basically means the whole screen. Okay, like the each screen basically denotes a one scaffold. Inside scaffold you get access to many parameters, like you can see app bar, background color, body, and stuff. So first let me do the background color. Okay, so as I have mentioned previously, like there is a class called theme I have mentioned. So if I do theme dot sorry, I have done, let me do change it to theme data. Okay, as theme is a what do I say, like reserved keyword in Dart, I can't name it that way. So if I theme data also, theme data. Okay, I think that way it's good. So if I use now themes data, so now you get access to all of the colors, right? So the color we are gonna choose is like primary color. As you can see, the background color is set. And now we are gonna use our app bar. So inside app bar, we are gonna inside app bar, like we are gonna use the same background color. Not PG color, we are gonna use primary color. Okay, so if we are gonna use, then we will do elevation. Like what does elevation do? Okay, so let me show you. If I hot reload the app, I have saved all the progress that I have made so far. Okay, so as you can see, the color has been changed. So let me give a title. Okay, so inside the title, you basically show like what is the title you are going to render in the app part. Like you are now going to render the text. So I am going with my notes. Okay, as you can see, like my notes has been rendered here. So if I want to center the title, okay, there is a parameter called center title, which is I have to just uh, true. And yeah, my app bar has been made so far. So yeah, what I have been telling is like the elevation widget, okay, not widget, elevation parameter. So if I like comment out this line and show you, like you can see a little like shadow part here, so we don't want it here. So that's the elevation part, you know, like it's elevated a little. So that's why I'm setting elevation to 0 so that the shadow part gets removed. Yeah, so we are done with our app part. So now I'm going to render the body part. Okay, if I render the body now, so what we will going to do is like I'm going to wrap it inside a padding. So what does this padding basically does? Okay, so padding is basically the space which we are gonna avoid so that it looks good. Everyone knows about padding, I think. Yeah. So there is a class called age insets where so there is some parameters, right? Like what do I say? Like there is all from LDRB only symmetric. So as we are gonna implement padding from all the sides, we are gonna go with the all parameter. Okay. But if you are gonna like where you only need the horizontal padding, then you can go with the symmetric. Inside symmetric, you have the parameter horizontal and set it. Okay, so that's how it works. And right, you can basically explore all the parameters involved there. So if I go all like and let me set a value, I think I will go with 16 here, which is good. And always don't forget to implement one thing. Like as you can see, if I don't use the thing const, it will show me some warning. Okay, use const with the constructor to improve performance. So as this thing, the padding is always constant, right? It's not gonna change with time. It's always constant. Like no dynamic thing is involved there. So we will tell that it's const. So what's it's gonna improve performance a bit because why when the compiler the app reveals, the basically compiler knows that this part of the app is not gonna change. So the build time gets reduced and you get a great experience. That's it, I think. Yeah, and inside the padding we have some child. Let me go it. At the padding we have some child. Yeah, as you know, like if we use column, we can't give the const thing. Okay. Yeah, this is how this thing works. So what is column basically? It's like you are gonna stack it in a column way. Okay. So this column basically takes a children parameter where you can render array of widgets. Okay. So like what we are gonna do is basically first I will render text obviously. Inside the text there will be some nodes so far. Yeah. And wait, I think and I have rendered the text. If I now use the control S, I think yeah I have to basically style it a bit. Okay. So for styling a text, what you have is like you can style it the text style. This is how you style a text. Okay. So inside text style, what we are gonna do is so we are not gonna use a text style as we have access to Google Fonts. So we style it with Google Fonts first of all. So I am importing the Google Fonts library. If I now use that, now I'm selecting the font that I'm gonna use. Okay. With font the Roboto, again have to remove this constant part. So I have initialized that this font will be of Roboto font family. Now I have to initialize the color. There is a colors parameter and with white and font width. The font width also font width dot bold, and now I will use the font size. So for font size, I'm going to go with 22. I think it's good to go so far. Yeah, as you can see, the audio edition notes that has been rendered here. So far, so good. Now, what we are gonna do? It's like for today, we are gonna just implement the UI part. So I am just making a dummy app so that we can implement it. Okay. So we are gonna use a map to render it. Not a map. We are gonna use a list of map actually. So this is how you basically define a type of an nested type of variable. Like this is list of map of string and dynamic. Okay. So yeah, so I'm giving the variables like dummy notes and sorry this thing I can't share. I think I have to use there inside the build method. Okay. So I have initialized the dummy nodes here. So what I have to do is like basically take some key values and value stuff like I will go with first node. Now I will give creation time. Let me give today's date like 23. Okay. So yeah, and let me add some more fields, right? So what I'm gonna do is creation time first node, and obviously there is also a color id I'm gonna pass. What this color id will do is like as you have seen earlier that we have also set some list of colors for the pre-generated cards, right? So we are basically saying that this number, this is the color id for the specific color that we will reflect. Okay. So that's the color id, and obviously we also have a note content which will basically show like what is the content there, like this is my first app built with Flutter and Firebase, right? Yeah. So I have basically generated thing. I'm going to repopulate it further. I think two is good. Let me change it. Second note, like for date is I'm gonna change also. Yeah, the color ID is one, and this okay, not gonna do much of it. So yeah, we have implemented the like basically dummy data what we are gonna render today. Okay, like inside this thing. So inside this thing, what we have after this, like now I'm gonna tell you like a different type of widgets, which is a size box. Okay. So what size box basically do? Like it's basically if you need space between two widgets, you can use it. Like inside size box, you can basically have access to these four parameters like double, width, height, child, and key. So you can basically specify what is the width of your size box, height of the size box, and basically your child. So for giving a space, I am only like mentioning it's like the space is gonna be 20, I think. And if I go with const, I the size box have been added. Now what we're gonna do? is like we are gonna implement some like render the card widgets, right? That we have implemented so far. So for the card thing, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna first make the card. I think we first render it. Okay. So for rendering these stuffs, what we need is inside widgets we mark a separate card like node card dot dart. Okay. Inside that we will again initialize the stateless widget basically and import the material dot dart. Oops, I imported the property. No, like I have imported the material dot right. For now, let me change it to any text like note card. So for now, I have initialized a basic card. Now I am going to render it. Okay, here. After the size box, what we are gonna use is we are gonna show it in grid so that it looks good. So there is a widget called gridview.builder. Okay. So inside gridview.builder, it takes some parameters like grid delegate, item builder, and stuff. So we will go with one by one. So inside grid delegate, what we have is uh, there is a thing called sliver grid delegate with fixed cross axis count. I know like this term is very much weird, but yeah, it is what it is. Okay. So like what this cross axis count basically signifies is like how many cross axis we're gonna have in this grid. Cross axis means like you can say like how many columns are there in the grid. Okay, in simpler way. So I think we are gonna do a two-column grid first of all. So yeah, let me mention it and also add a const keyword here. So we have mentioned like that our grid will consist of two cross axes. Okay. Later that there is also a property called item count. So what item count basically signifies that the widgets you are going to render, like how many widgets you are going to render. So as I know in beforehand, like how many number of widgets I'm going to render. As I have this dummy nodes thing, okay, and I also have the length. So I can basically say like how many number of widgets I can render. So let me do it. So dummy nodes dot length item count has been specified. Now this item builder thing. Okay. So if you have any day like any doubt like in the item, what basically we have to give inside this item builder thing. Just hover on it, like it gives you all of the information you want to get, right? So this is a function basically which basically takes two things, build context and int. So yeah, let me also give a brief like what is context is. Okay. So as you can see, when we are specifying the widget build method, there is this taking this parameter called build context context. So this context basically is in simple terms, this is a metadata about the widget. So it contains this context basically contains all of the metadata regarding this home screen, like what is it parent widget, what is its child widget, like inside widget tree, where is its positioning, okay, like where it's basically positioned inside the widget tree. This types of metadata is present in the context, which is very important to know. So like in item builder, we will pass this context thing as a parameter and also this index thing. Okay. So as we have seen that it requires a function. So yeah, we have done it. Item builder context index. Okay, so this is the thing I think we have done so far. So inside this thing, we have to render the card object, right? So I'm going for now. I'm going to just return this note card, right? Yep, I think so far so good. As you can see, nothing is being rendered here. Let me see what is the. I think to wrap it with expanded. So what this expanded thing does is basically tells the if you wanna it's gonna take the full width. So after taking this your recent nodes have been centered. So yeah, one more important concept. Okay. So when you are basically aligning anything inside a column, so the inside column there is some properties, right? So let me show you. Like there is a property called main axis alignment. What is this main axis alignment? So as you know, this column basically like is a vertical thing, right? So the main axis alignment is like when you want to place a thing vertically. Okay, so if I do main axis alignment or center, it will basically get centered vertically. If I go like there, all the parameters you can see like start, end, space around, space between, space evenly. Like you can basically play with all these parameters and yeah, you can simply know what this thing means. Okay, so if I go with start, I think the same thing I will do with cross. Project is alignment dot start. I will do. Okay. Yeah, as you know, it's been centered, and I have to improve the styling a bit, I think. But yeah, for now you can see there's some two text has been rendered as I have not styled it. Like this text has been rendered as I have two items in the dominoes map, so it's been rendered. So it's being rendered successfully. Okay. So now what I have to do is basically set it properly. Now I am going to design this note card thing. Okay. So wait a second. I'm going to design this note card thing. Yeah. So what we are gonna need. So there will all the card will be rendered. Okay. So we need some parameters to pass in the note card first of all. So first of all we need a function. Okay. Okay. So what it basically do with it is like it will basically tell like when we click on a specific card, like what will gonna happen. Like what we wanna do is like when we click on a specific note card, it should give it to a new page where we will basically see all the details of the note, right? In a broader way. So yeah, that part is done. Like this is how you pass parameters, right? Inside a widget, you have to implement this the final variable type and variable name, and I need another more parameter. Like I will do it like what was like this is a map that I'm gonna pass. Okay, as you know, like I am using a list of maps. So if I pass an individual node, so what will it be? It will be a map string dynamic, right? I'm copying it from here and basically pasting it the type. Okay. So I'm gonna give it a new note. After it is like what is the error you are getting? All final variables must be initialized. So you have to initialize it in the constructor, right? So with the control dot syntax, let me show you once again. When you do control dot, there is a quick fix add final field formal parameters, right? So if you enter it, like it will automatically regenerate it and the code will be fixed. As you know, like I have added this question mark in the on tab. Like this on tab function is optional, right? And also the note, and this is not optional. This is required. That's why you can also see this keyword here. So yeah, good to go. So let me build this widget next. So there is also a widget called Inkwell, right? So inside Inkwell, what do we have to do? It's like Inkwell is a widget which provides you with gesture controls. As you can see, like you will have all the functionalities there, like on tap, on double tap, on long press, on tap down, like every type of thing is there. Like swipe control, what you basically need in an app, right? So inside Inkwell, we will basically specify like the on tap thing, that we have gone from the top, like this on tap thing what we will pass from the widget, right? So this on if I tap this widget, it will specify the function which will pass. Okay, So this is the thing. Apart from that, what we want a child which will contain a container. I have told you about container previously. It's basically a simple div, right? So inside the container, like you can anytime hover on it and basically see like what is the parameters it has. Like it has some more parameters than size box. In size box, you have only access with width and height, right? It like have a tons of parameters like alignment, padding, color, decoration, foreground decorations, and much more thing. Okay, so for now what we are gonna do is like we are gonna give some padding to this thing. So 18.6.all.8. Okay, and we are gonna also give some margin to it. Syntax is same for all, like the almost the padding for margin. Like we are gonna give padding and margin here. There is an error, let me resolve it. Yeah, so as I have added this thing in the note card, I have to pass this thing right here. Okay, so what this note card basically wants, this note card wants two things like the note. So what is note? We have access to the parameter called dummy notes, and we will basically pass it with its index number. Like we have access of the index variable inside the item builders, and then we will basically tap it. For now, I'm gonna keep it a null function, basically void function, and it's good to go. And the error has been done, and so far nothing is been rendered here in the app. So as we haven't done anything. Okay. So yeah. So what we will do so far, like we will decorate it. Okay. So for decoration, inside the container we have a decoration parameter. Inside the decoration parameter we have box decoration, like where we can basically have like the color parameter. Inside the color parameter we will use the color we have initialized before. So yeah, now is the time we will use the cards color parameter. Okay. So the cards color is a list of color that we have initialized previously. If I show you, okay. So this is the list of color that we have initialized so far. But for now we need a one, right? One color. Okay. So what we will do is like we will basically pass the dog color ID. So what we will do, like we have, if I show you, so there is a color ID, right? So we will basically render the color according to its index, which matches with the color ID. So cards color. Now we have access to this node variable. Okay. So if I put color ID, yeah, this is good. Now you can see like two boxes has been rendered according to the color IDs. Like this color ID is 2, and if I change its color ID, suppose I do is 3. Okay, you can see this will change. That's the beauty of it. So yeah, I think we have rendered two boxes. Now I will render the other details that we need. It's like let us give some border radius. Okay. Border radius, it takes a parameter like border radius. I think this is circular, and in circular we will give it 8. As you can see, a little border radius has been added. Yeah, the decoration part has been done good so far, I think. So now what we will do, we will add a child basically. All the decoration has been done. With the child parameter inside it, we have column. I am basically going a little fast as we have done it earlier. Okay, this column cross-axis alignment. Yeah, cross-axis alignment. I will do is like start right. So that what cross-axis alignment means, the vertical thing. Okay, If I mention some main axis alignment inside a column, it's the vertical positioning. If I mention the cross axis alignment, it's basically the horizontal positioning. Okay. So I am this like this should at the start, cross axis alignment at start. Okay. Yeah, I have defined it. Now I will define the children parameter. Inside the children parameter, what I want is like I should render the text. Okay. So inside the node parameter, I think we have node title. As you can see, the titles have been rendered here: first node, second node. Okay. What we are gonna do? We are gonna style up a bit this thing. Okay. So let me go with the style parameter, and we have already initialized the styles previously when we were setting our data, like theme actually. So this thing will be theme.main title. So if I do it, you can see like it's getting a bit bolder thing, which is good, I think. After that, what I will do is, yeah, I should enter a date first. Then, yeah. So let me copy it again, copy paste it, and there is a field called creation. What was that? I forgot. So okay, so it's creation time, right? So I will take this key name and basically paste it, and it should do. We have also initialized the date title type of thing. No? As you can see, the date is has also been rendered. So what do we next want? Next, we want the node content, right? So we'll do the same thing. So inside the creation time, we take the key like node content, and also in the style we have the main content, main content stuff, right? As you can see, like our card is being rendered. It's looking good, but a little bit spacing is needed. So what we will do, as we have used earlier, we will use the size box thing. Okay, size box of 4, I think looks good. In between I have used size box, so it's a little spaced out, right? It's looking good, I think. Yeah. So far so good. We have rendered our widgets. Yeah. Nicely done so far. If you guys have any questions, please throw it in the chat box. Yeah, I think this is done. So let me add another screen here, which will the node details page, right? So let me details dot. If I want the state, let's switch it here. Like node details. Again, I have to import a material. Okay. So what we have to do next is we have made a page, right? So what we will do is like we need the node whole map, right? Let me do one thing. So inside the on tab where we have used this node card thing, inside the home screen, right? So inside the on tab where we have used this thing. Now I will show you like how to go from one screen to another. So for that we will use navigator method. So navigator dot inside, now you can see all the methods like pop, push. Like when we have to go to from one page to another, we use the push method. Okay. So now you know like, what does the push thing needs. Like it needs context and one route. So for route we will use material page route basically. So this material page route also requires a builder method. So the builder method, what does it takes? It takes nothing but a build context. Okay, good thing. So build context and arrow function. Now we have to mention like what is the page we are gonna redirect it to, right? So this is a node details page that we have created. Uh, just wait a second. This is node details, I think. Yeah. So yeah, this thing is done. Have to put a semicolon in the end, yeah, and it's good to go, I think. As now I have also showed you how to like go from one page to another. So if I now click it, you should see a black screen turning up because inside the node details there is nothing in a blank container. Okay, so let us style it first. We have gone inside it, and what we need is like we need another scaffold. First of all, we need some things. Okay, we need the node whole map to basically work with it. So we'll do the same thing that we have done earlier. Like this is the type of it is map string dynamic. Okay, so dynamic node, I will give it a parameter name node. So after giving it, I will add it like this a required field. And now what I will do is like I will pass it from node, and I will do the same thing. I have the dummy node thing. Okay, and I will pass it with the index variable. Here it said invalid constant value, so we have to use this const keyword. And good to go. So this page turned from black to white because we have given a scaffold here. By default, the scaffold background color remains white. So if I put some background color here, okay. So we will use themes data dot themes data dot cards color I will use. Okay. Yeah. So now I need one thing. Like I need the color ID, which I have, which is basically this thing. Okay, like this color ID stuff. What we want to do is like we want to keep the background color, which is the color of the node. Okay. So what we will do, we will basically make a variable here in color ID. So what we will do is like we will basically take the node and extract the color ID from here, and we got the access of the color ID thing. Now what I will do, we will just do indexing like this, the constant thing again, and it's good to go. Now I think what is saying null is not a subtype of map dynamic. Okay, so what I have passed so far, I have passed something dummy nodes index, right? Now it's not a subtype of thing. Okay, let me check once. So I passed dummy nodes index. Let me start it once again. So this is the app. If you open it, yeah, the error has been gone. I think we have to restart that after it. So as you can see, like yeah, the background color is according to the card, right? When I click it. Okay, so let me further do it. Like the scaffold color has been set. Now what we have to do is like we have to specify a app bar as we always do. So app bar has been initialized. With that we will also give some background color. Like it will also be the same what we were doing so far. Okay, like this thing. This thing is being done. Now I have to give some title. I think so. For title we will use the text thing. Text will be the note title. Okay. As you know, it's been showing this way. So I have to style it a bit. For styling it further, what we have to do, we have just to the style. Inside that we have the text style method. Okay. Inside this text style method, we have the color option obviously. So we use color dot black, and you can see that it's turned into black. And for simply, we also turn this icon into black color. So there is a parameter called icon theme where we have access to icon theme data. Okay. So inside the icon theme data, we have the color parameters where we will basically do colors of black. Typo. So it's been done. The elevation is looking bad. Let me elevation is 0. So elevation has also been gone. So now what I have to add is I have to add some body obviously. That part has already been done. So let me do one thing. I will add this thing, this column. The structure will be the same. That's why I'm going to do it this way. Okay. So after the app bar, we have the body parameter inside the scaffold where I'm gonna render this thing. Okay. So if I do this and all the things have been rendered, and I need a little spacing. For spacing, let me show you one thing. If you press Control dot, you have access to all of this thing. If you click on the app with padding, it automatically generated the code for padding. Okay. So I need a padding of 16 in this case. It looks good. And what's I need? Like I need some spacing, right? So what I will do is like I increase this things. So I have also added some spacing here. I think yeah, the page is looking good. So what we have achieved so far is like we have rendered all the cards here. If I click on any card, it should give you this thing. Okay. I think we have gone a long way today. So I think we will wrap it here for today. And tomorrow is a big day. Tomorrow, what we will do is like we will connect this app with Firebase. Like for now, what we have done is like we have used this dummy data to render here. Okay, but tomorrow we will have adding node functionality inside here where you can basically add nodes real time. So if you add this node, it will basically save it to the database, and when you come to the screen, it will fetch the from the database real time and show it to you. Okay, so that's the part we're gonna integrate tomorrow. So I think yeah, today we have done a lot of things. So let me revise once what we have done so far. We have created the Flutter project first. Then we have basically initialized the base where we have created a home screen widget first. And basically after that we have set all the themes. So if I go to the theme.dart file, we have initialized the themes data class where we have initialized all the colors that we are gonna need for this app. Okay, and also initialize the text theme. So as you can see, like the themes has been mentioned, then we have write the code for the home screen that we have rendered from a grid view builder here. We have learned how to use a grid view builder and also rendered it And inside the grid view filter, we have also implemented another widget that is a note card widget. So inside that we have basically like write code for rendering these widgets. So after that, what we have learned lastly is to how to redirect from a page to another. So for that we have a navigator.push method where we are passing this passing it to the node details page, and inside the node details page we are rendering the same stuff. Like if I click on anything, so that's the progress so far, I think. So if you guys have any question, you can ask it right now. Yep. I think, yeah, no questions for today. We will wrap up the session, and we have successfully completed our second session. Also, there is a another last session left. That's tomorrow. From the same time, we will again reappear and basically do the most interesting part, which is integrating Firebase to your Flutter app. Okay, so that's a wrap from my side.
Thank you, Debajyoti, for this amazing workshop. See you all tomorrow.
Shamadi, you can